What is going on, everybody in Mac Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing a speed test between the Google Pixel 5 and the Redmi Note 9S. Now, which one of these devices is going to win? Let's find out. So Mac Squad, as we said in the intro of this video here, this is going to be a speed test between the Google Pixel 5 and the Redmi Note 9S. And just like all my other speed test videos, I'm going to go ahead and go over the specifications on paper to see which device can get the first W here. And so Mac Squad, looking at the Google Pixel 5 here, we're going to have the Snapdragon 765G inside of this device. It's going to have 6 cores that are clocked at 2.4 gigahertz and the other 2 are clocked at 1.8. And for the GPU, it's going to be the Adreno 620. Now this device is going to have 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. And out of the box, it's going to be running Android 11 with security patch of November 5th, 2015.
What?
And looking at the Redmi Note 9S here, we're going to have the Snapdragon 720 inside of this device here. It's going to be an octa-core chipset as well, having 6 cores that are clocked at 2.32 gigahertz and the other 2 are clocked at 1.8. And for the GPU, it's going to be the Adreno 618. Now this device is going to have 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage. And out of the box, you're going to be running Android 10 with security patch of October 5th, 2020. So Mac Squad, as you saw there, the Redmi Note 9S does not have as much RAM or internal storage as the Google Pixel 5. It's also going to be running a less powerful CPU inside, the 720 versus the 765G. So unfortunately, as you all know here, as we all figured before this part of the video even came on, Google Pixel 5 is going to have a score of 1 and the Redmi Note 9S is going to have a score of 0. Let's get to the next part of the speed test and see which device can get that one. So Mac Squad, here we are with the next part of the speed test here. And what we're going to be doing is the application open and RAM management test, in which we open up the same applications on each device to see which one opens it faster. And then afterwards, we test the RAM to see which device can hold the applications better in the background. And so the first application we're going to start off with here is Play Store. That goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is YouTube. That goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is YouTube Music. That goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is Amazon. That goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is Best Buy. That again goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is Facebook. And that goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is Instagram. And that goes to the Redmi Note 9S. The next application we're going to open up here is Twitter. And that goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is Reddit. And that goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is Spotify. And that goes to the Google Pixel 5. The next application we're going to open up here is Asphalt 9, a pretty heavy app, and we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. And that goes to the Google Pixel 5. So Mac Squad, as you saw there, the Google Pixel 5 opened up majority of those applications faster than the Redmi Note 9S. Now it's time to test the RAM on each device to see which of these two can hold the applications better in the background. Now, if I have a guess here, it's going to be the Pixel 5. It has more RAM. So let's just see what happens. Play Store. Reload on the Redmi Note 9S and held by the Google Pixel 5. YouTube. Held by the Pixel 5. Reload on the Redmi Note. YouTube Music. Held by the Pixel 5. Amazon. Held by the Pixel 5. Best Buy. Held by the Pixel 5. Instagram. Held by the Pixel 5. Twitter. Held by the Pixel 5, Reddit, held by the Pixel 5, Spotify, held by the Pixel 5, and last but not least here, Asphalt 9, held by the Pixel 5. So Mac Squad, as you saw there, the Redmi Note 9S held pretty much nothing in the background there. The RAM was not able to keep up with the Pixel 5. I'm actually kind of surprised by this result here because I would expect a few applications to be held in the background, but for it to not hold anything, I don't know if that's because of the recent update from the Redmi Note 9S here, but as of right now, the score is going to be 2 for the Google Pixel and 0 for the Redmi Note 9S. Let's get to the next part of the speed test and see if the Redmi Note 9S can redeem itself. So, Mass Squad, with this next part of the speed test here, we're going to be going over the Antutu benchmark scores, the Geekbench scores, and we're also going to run a speed test to see which device can get the faster up and down speeds. And so to get things started here, we're going to look at the Google Pixel 5. Now, I recently did a test here on the Antutu benchmark, so my score is actually a little higher than last time, but I got 291,974, which is a pretty respectable score for the Snapdragon 765G. A lot faster, a little bit faster than what I've seen before on this device here. So to see that it get a little bit higher, I do appreciate that. But with the Redmi Note 9S here, we have about a 41,000 point difference. It has a score of 250,414. Not a bad score at all for it having a 700 series processor in it, but it's not as fast as the 765G. This one here is a 720. So as of right now, this one has to go to the Pixel 5. And so looking at Geekbench 4 here, we're going to go over Geekbench 4 and Geekbench 5. On the Pixel 5 here, we got a single core score of 2,716 and a multi-core score of 6,107. While on the Redmi Note 9S, we got a single core score of 2646 and a multi-core score of 7,061. So between both of these devices here, yeah, the single core scores are pretty similar, but the multi-core score is a lot more than what it is on the Google Pixel 5 for the Redmi Note 9S. And so for this part of the speed test here, as far as Geekbench 4, that's going to have to go to the Redmi Note 9S. And so we're looking at Geekbench 5 here. You can see that we got a single core score of 583 for the Pixel 5 and a multi-core score of 1,567. While on the Redmi Note 9S, we got a single core score of 564 and a multi-core score of 1,701. So once again, the single core performance on both devices, yes, they do different. It's a bit faster on the Pixel 5, but when we look at the multi-core performance, it's a big difference there. Being that they're so close in the single core score, I'm going to give this to the Redmi Note 9S once again. And so that leads it now to this round of the speed test, 2 for the Redmi Note 9S and 1 for the Pixel 5. Let's jump over to the speed test there and see which device can get the faster up and down speeds. So Mass Squad, with this next part here, this is going to be the speed test to see which device can get the faster up and down speeds. I'm going to start off here with the Google Pixel 5. Both devices are on the same exact Wi-Fi network, so I'm going to go ahead and do the test first on the Pixel and see you guys at the end when everything concludes. So Mass Squad, as the speed test here has concluded, the Google Pixel 5 had a down speed of 87.2 and an up speed of 21.4, which is definitely respectable here. But when we compare it to the Redmi Note 9S, it has a down of 92.1 and an up of 23.1. So bigger numbers means one device wins and the other one loses here. So overall, the Redmi Note 9S took 3 out of 4 of those categories there in this part of the speed test. And so with that being said, the final score here as far as the first 3 rounds is going to be 2 for the Pixel and 1 for the Redmi Note 9S. So let's get to the final 2 rounds here of the speed test and see which device can actually put away with the W. And so Mass Squad, with this next part of the speed test here, we're going to be doing the application install test, in which we select 3 of the top applications here from the Play Store, and whichever device installs 2 to 3 faster than the other automatically wins this part of the speed test here. And as you can see, we got the first application pulled up. It is Zoom Cloud Meetings, and we're going to get that installed here in 3, 2, 1. And that goes to the Redmi Note 9S. And so being that the Redmi Note 9S installed Zoom Cloud Meetings first, or faster than the Pixel 5, we're going to go ahead and install HBO Max, aka the best application in the world. Don't at me. We're going to install that here in 3, 2, 1. And that goes to the Pixel 5. So being that the Google Pixel 5 installed HBO Max faster than the Redmi Note 9S, we are currently tied 1-1 for each device here. So we're going to install the third and final application here, which is WhatsApp, aka the second best application in the world here. Don't at me. We're going to install that here in 3, 2, 1. And that goes to the Google Pixel 5. And so being that the Pixel 5 installed 2 of the 3 applications faster than the Redmi Note 9S, The current score is going to be 3 for the Pixel 5 and 1 for the Redmi Note 9S. Let's get to the final part of the speed test here and see if the Pixel can go at 4 to the Redmi Note 9S's 1. And so, Math Squad, here we are at the final part of the speed test here. We're going to do a simple restart or power on and power off test between both devices to see which one can power on and power off first. And that will conclude the speed test video here. So without anything else left to say here, let's go ahead and get that started in 3, 2, 1. And that goes to the Google Pixel 5. And so, Math Squad, as you saw there, the Google Pixel 5 booted up faster than the Redmi Note 9S, and I left the final score at 4 for the Pixel 5 and 1 for the Redmi Note 9S. But in the comment section below, let me know, did you think the Pixel 5 was going to destroy the Redmi Note 9S? Or did you think the Redmi Note 9S had a fighting chance? Let me know in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel here, consider subscribing so that you don't miss any coverage when it comes to upper mid-range devices and budget devices like the Google Pixel 5 and the Redmi Note 9S. And Math Squad, like this video here so that other people just like you can get a little bit more help when it comes to researching upper mid-range devices like the Pixel 5 and budget devices like the Redmi Note 9S. And then you get to see cool speed test videos like this one here. It just makes sense. And last but not least here, share this video with your friends and family and let them know that not all Android cameras suck. It is just not true. But until then, my name is Max Rock. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day, y'all. Deuces.